Hey guys, this is the next part for your occupational CAD. Again guys, this is the short side bridle. Um, yeah, fairly straightforward guys, so that's the work and drawing. This is what it look like in real life. So let's get started. So file, new part, and you're going to hit OK. Then just like always, we're going to go into sketch, sketch again, and then we are going to go on to the front plane. Again, it's a very square part, so we're just going to start with a rectangle, and we are going to make it the correct size. One side is 70, so the long side is 70 millimeters, and the width is 18. And we know, guys, it's 18 because it is split into 6, 6, and 6. Again, if you're ever confused about having to do a few calculations, SolidWorks will actually do them for you. So I can just type in here 6 star 3, and that means 6 times 3, and that will automatically make it 18. Then we're going to put a nice rectangle on the top. Going to add in the relevant dimensions here. So we know that this is 6 millimeters here, and we know from either side it is 6 millimeters. So we're just going to click on the first line, click on the second line, and set the distance between those two lines as 6. Then the last bit is this line here, guys, and we want that line to be 50 millimeters. Now, you could draw that out again below if you really wanted to, or like we have been doing, we're going to put a center line across. Then we are going to mirror entities to mirror, but we want to mirror the line we're only after making. Mirror about, and that's going to be our center line. Green tick. Then guys, what we need to do is get the trim entities, trim the closest, and just get rid of the few wee bits we don't need anymore. There we go. Then features, extrude boss base, and we have to extrude it by 50 millimeters. And there you go. So we're just going to save that part, file, save as or save, or you can use this button here, save, and make sure you put it in your correct folder. And we are going to call this part short side bridle. Now I have the PDF here, which is the work and drawing. You don't want to save it as that because that will save it as a PDF. Let's just click save, and there you go. What we can now do is we can make an assembly using our side bridles and our short side bridle. To do that, guys, what you do is you click file, you click new, and you click assembly. Now assemblies are used to bring different parts together. Now things can get quite confusing, especially if it's your first time using an assembly, but if you follow my instructions and click the same things I'm clicking, it should work out fine for you. So the first thing you need to do, guys, is you need to bring in your short side bridle, and if you have it open in the background, it will automatically pop up here. If not, just click this little browse button and you look for it. So we're going to start with our short side bridle, and this, guys, is where you can see it's quite important that you name parts properly, that you know what they are when it starts to get to this stage. So short side bridle, just click and that will set it down here. Then what we need to do is we need to insert component, and we're just going to look for the just the side bridle, which is this one. And you can see, guys, they may be in different directions. Now this is where it's quite important that you use the scroll wheel on your mouse to rotate. You can also use the arrow keys on the keyboard to rotate, but it's quite important that you sort of do what I am doing at the minute. So no matter what orientation they're in, so this could be facing any direction, we need to use mates. make things fit together nicely. And that's all a mate is. So we're going to click mate, and you can see there's a number of different types of mate. They all do slightly different things. The main one, guys, that we use is coincident, this top one here. And that just basically means the two surfaces are going to be touching. So you can use it to mate lines, you can use it to mate surfaces, you can use it to mate points on surfaces. It's probably easiest if you just use it on surfaces, especially when you're only sort of starting out. So the first face, guys, that we're going to mate is we're going to mate this inside face. Now it doesn't matter which side it is, but as long as it's the inside face. So you're going to click here, and then, guys, you're going to click on one of your faces of the shorter piece. So I'm just going to go to the back side. That's okay. And there we go. That's going to move that into position. Now that means these two faces, I know you can pull them apart, but that sort of makes them aligned. So we want to stop this from moving about, so we need to add a couple of more mates. So the next faces that I would like to be touching is this face and this face. And that just brings it straight up. So that means now it can only move up and down. There's no more of that lateral movement, left and right movement. Then what you can do is sometimes it's useful just to pull things up out of the way so you can see the surface you're looking to mate. The final surface to mate, guys, is this surface, the bottom face, and this surface here. And there we go. That's mated. We know it's mated correctly because nothing moves. Now sometimes you do want things to move in the mate, but not in this circumstances. So whenever you've got all the mates in and everything's stuck the way you want it to, you take the little green tick. Then we go to insert components again. I'm going to bring in another short side bridle. And just set it in. Then we're going to do another couple of mates. So remember, we're going to be using the coincident mate, and we're going to be touching the faces that we want touching. So I want this face to be touching this face. So that puts these two in line. Then I want this face to be touching this face. That puts those two in line. So one more mate, and I want it to be this face. Doesn't matter if it's this one or that one. And I want it to be touching the bottom face. And there's that. So one more piece in this assembly, and that is another one of these, another one of the side bridles. And you're just going to go insert components again, browse, you're going to have a wee look for it, and you're going to drop it in. Again, a bit more complicated because they're different directions, but just the exact same as before. You're going to use the mate, you're going to use coincident, and you're going to make the faces you want touching touch. So the inside face to this face. You could do this the opposite way about if you wanted on this one, but it doesn't really make a difference as long as you're mating everything to one side. Then I want this face and this face mated. And then one more mate, this face and this face. Each time you hit the green button, and then whenever everything's in nice and snug, the green button. Then, guys, you're going to save this as, so file, save. This, you'll notice this comes up as an assembly file here instead of parts file, and you are going to call this Bridle side assembly. And then you save. Again, guys, this is where things start to get maybe a wee bit more complicated, but if you follow the videos, do as I do, you will be fine. And that is it.